I'm Allie Richardson, and I do the marketing and recruiting here at Grants. We've been in business for over 50 years. We specialize in flatbed transportation, and we have a fleet size total with our OTR, our local fleet, and our dump truck fleet of about 65 trucks. So we were with originally a different software, and they unfortunately got bought out by another company. And when we were with that company, we found that our processes actually got longer, and the process was a little more complicated when it came to hiring drivers, organizing the data, the leads when they come in. And it was really hard for drivers to use, I would say, just from our feedback that we've gotten. It wasn't a user-friendly platform for drivers or for the company itself. For me, we would miss some leads because they would go to a different category than they were supposed to. I would say the average time I spent on the platform, the previous one, was, anywhere from 5 to 6 hours a day just trying to organize all the leads and get them where they're supposed to be. That was also one other hard thing, is when I was looking for a certain lead in a location, I couldn't really find that easily. I had to spend 20-30 minutes just looking for one candidate. I would say that the drivers were falling off a lot more just because we weren't getting to them in time because they weren't populating in the right areas. We had a lot of drivers that their information was incorrect when they would fill out the applications because of a prior application they had before. I would say from the beginning, when we had our first call to just understand what double nickel was, for me and for my team, we would say that the team itself, the double nickel team, is what kind of drew us in, just because the way that you guys handle your customers, it's really personal and hands-on, and our company, we really appreciate that interaction. And it was just so much more clear how the platform worked, and you could see everything. It wasn't confusing. It would be 2 clicks to get where you need to go instead of 6. And yeah, just the application is easier to read. Just that's the kind of stuff that drew us in, because ultimately we're simple. We don't need anything complicated, especially being a small company. So that was the initial. And then some really great metrics that came from that is, especially with the AI recruiter, it saves me probably 3 or 4 hours a day making those qualification calls and making sure the leads are actually qualified to be a driver for us. Having the AI schedule those calls for me and kind of giving me the feedback of what they talked about really helps navigate my time, as I have other roles as well. So it's made my day a lot less stressful, and I actually look forward to working in the program. I believe before, our time to hire was anywhere from 2 to 3 weeks, and it was just a longer process because of the way the application was set up and how the documents were sent in the platform. But now I would say our time to hire is probably anywhere from 10 to 14 days. And so when we get a qualified lead, it doesn't take us that much longer to then send them the documents they need to sign. It's super easy for them. We get them back, and then, like I said, it takes 1 week to get them on board. So it's been really nice, especially when we do need to hire some drivers. That's been really nice. I would say, it would be every 5 or 6 leads to one hire. Like, I would find one good one that fit at least, the qualifications that we have. But even since having double nickel, we just get 3 and then we have a good one. Or the ones we get are good, it's just maybe their location is bad for us. So we're getting better leads as well. Every time I get on a call with a driver that has scheduled a meeting with me, the first question I ask is, how did you feel about our AI recruiter? How do how does that feel to you? And about 80% of the time, the guys say, I think it's cool. It's definitely weird, but it's nice, to get that call right after I submit my information instead of waiting until the next day or two, when someone can get to me. Most of the drivers with the applications, they say it's pretty easy. There's not really ever a problem with the applications, at least that I hear. And I do ask from time to time if they have a problem getting their documents, because we send over a W-499, our driver manual and all that, and they don't really ever have an issue filling the forms out, which is nice because then it's ready for when they come on board with us. So the feedback overall has been really great. I spoke about it before, but it is that AI recruiter. I know it's a more new technology with recruiting softwares, but I think it is so beneficial because you get to have that qualifying call done before you go and do it yourself. So it saves you a ton of time. And I don't know what I ever did without it. It makes my day so much easier, and I know what I'm going into the next day. I have 5 calls lined up, it's super nice to have that set for me, versus calling and not getting an answer because the person wasn't available at that time. Yeah, I would recommend Double Nickel, not because the software makes your job much more efficient. It also comes with a great team behind it, and they listen to your feedback, and they really do take pride in helping you and walking you through the process. But I would say to choose Double Nickel because it helps make your everyday easier, and it's easier for your drivers as well.